Howdy folks, Charlie here from Christmas on Crestline. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for tuning in to a what should you buy and when type of episode. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite products that has deep discounts right now at many commercial grade Christmas light facilities, corporations, .coms, storefronts. It's on sale everywhere, and today we're going to talk about it. Right now is the best time of the year to get your hands on commercial grade Christmas products. Now, one of my favorite things, it's almost like a prop, but it's a light. And it's on sale right now for 40% off. But before I get to that, last episode, I talked about how Creative Displays is offering a 40% discount to all the Christmas on Crestline viewers. And Barry got a hold of me and said, hey, you didn't tell us the code. So hey Barry, appreciate you pointing that out. And I actually spoke with Angela this morning, Angela's the owner of Creative Displays, and she said some folks are already reaching out and dropping Christmas on Crestline's name to her, getting that 40% off. So I do appreciate that. And to answer Barry's question, there is no code. You simply say, hey, Charlie from Christmas on Crestline said I could get 40% off right now. Can I have the catalog? And you can go to their website, creativedisplays.com, and you can check out their catalog. You can order their paper catalog as well. And I'm not a paid spokesman for Creative Displays. I just recognize their quality, and I recommend them because they are high quality. Now, one of my favorite, that's noisy, sorry. One of my favorite things that Creative Displays sells is these bad boys. Now, originally, these used to be called dripping tubes. It's probably too high for the camera to see. These originally were named dripping tubes, but I've noticed this year they changed the name to Snowfall Tubes. And there's I've seen them similar designs to this through different companies, and even some big box stores will sell a very small, like 6 to 12 inch version of these. They're kind of cheaply made, but again, these are commercial grade. Now, what these are 20 inch, 30 inch, and 40 inch Snowfall tubes. I'll probably screw up later in this video and call them dripping tubes because that's what I know them to be. Now there's two styles of these. I use this style. The other style is on the end of this, see, these plug in a different way. You can order these with a retrofit on them, where they're a T5 size socket that screws into a C9 bulb socket. So this will have the screw on here, the female threads, and that will go into a C9 socket. So you can buy these where they are legit one piece, and they just simply screw into your C9 sockets. So if that's the kind of style of socket you have, you're like, hey, I don't want to buy C9 bulbs for my C9 sockets this year, I want to do something different, you can get this in a T5 size female with that goes into a C9 socket, and you can buy that. But what these guys do is a little bit different. So if you're noticing a bunch of cuts and edits in this video, which I normally don't have in my videos, it's because I'm busy sneezing. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I want to make sure I get these videos out to you when all the sales and the deep discounts are on, so you can take advantage of it. It's just a cold, no big deal. Okay, so you have the two different types of the Snowfall tubes you can get. This is the kind that I have. You can get the retrofit tube, which is a T5 size, and it goes into a C9 socket. For me, I have this style, and this is a 42 feet power supply. It is sold separately. This power supply is sold for $26, and it is sold separately. It holds 2 cases, and each case has 5 lights in it, so it holds 10 lights. Now this is the 20 inch one. It comes in 20 inches for a case of 5. It's $55. The 30 inch is $65, and the 40 inch is $75. The power supply is sold separately. I have 4 cases, so I have 2 power supplies, and I have 20 of these. I have all these in the same tree. For me, when I program, I use these every time it says snow in a song. For like Pentatonic's Mary Did You Know song, there's a very soft moment in that song that I have all these on. This is probably my favorite light prop that is not a strobe. I am a humongous fan of strobes. And this is probably my favorite that's not a strobe, but it has 96 different of these lights and nodes. They are what type of pixel light, but these do come on and fade very precisely rather. This is a soft plastic, I would say, and this is all hard material up here. I've had these now for 6 years. I've never had any issues with them whatsoever, ever. So these things are the Cadillac of dripping tubes. I love them. They've never cracked on me. I foolishly, but I do it. One thing about my show is I'll tell you all my mistakes. I'll tell you everything I do so you can learn from me. But one thing I do, and I do a lot of things foolishly in my show, but point being, if I'm up 30 feet in my tree, or I think we only went up 20 feet this year, but I'm 20 feet in my tree, I'll take these and I will drop them, and they will just kind of float to the ground, get on the ground. Probably shouldn't do it, but I do it. And they never crack, they never do anything, which is why I keep doing it, because these things, so far for me, have been indestructible. So I'll unscrew this in case that's bothering you or distracting you. But these things do go in there very tightly, and you got your 20-inch jobby, your 30-inch, and your 40-inch. I very much recommend these for. It's not something you'll have on all the time unless you do a static display, which is you just have props. You don't do any animation. Then you can have these on all the time. If you're going to do that, I'd very much recommend looking into blue if you have a static display, because the blue, I'm telling you, gives off this amazing glow. You can see 5 blocks down, not exaggerating. My show, I'm 3 blocks down from a major thoroughfare. That street probably has, I don't know, 300,000 people on it every day, and I get a lot of my coworkers saying, hey, I drove by your house just on the main street, and I can see your house, the 3 blocks down. I'm cool with that because it's free advertisement for me. But for the blues, I got a neighbor a couple blocks down that uses these, and I can see them when if I'm doing anything on the roof while the show's going. I can see his house, the glow around it. I know I'm not explaining this very well, but it has a hue, maybe a glow. It just has a cool glow. The blues are very vibrant blues. So if you have a static display, I'd look at getting blues as well as the cool whites. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below about these lights. I do want to take a couple seconds real quick to talk about Scott P. Scott wrote me this email the first week of January, and Scott writes, here's some of my lights after takedown last weekend. I wrapped 5 trees, trunks, and branches so the balls work great for storage and wrapping around stuff. Thanks for putting the videos up. Scott, it looks like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like you made 48 of these Christmas balls. And for those who have not watched that video, we did an episode, I think it was right after Christmas, in July series last year, where we talk about making these small Christmas balls. Later this year, we'll have a video how to make our 8-foot Christmas balls. Are huge. They're awesome. They're what we use for chasers. But Scott made 48 of our smaller Christmas balls. And Scott, looks like you have the whole gamut. You got green, red, blue, white, multicolored, and white wired. So Scott's got the whole package going. I don't think you can have any different kind of mini than what you have there. So good job, Scott. One thing Scott's going to get today, and Scott doesn't know this until he's watching the video right now, but one thing we're going to do starting this year and starting with Scott P is if you take anything that we make in any of our how-to videos and you make it for yourself, or you tweak it, make it your own, and improve upon it, do that, take a picture of it, send it to us at christmasOnCrestline@gmail.com. If we use it in an episode, you will get one of our Christmas on Crestline challenge coins. Now, our friends over at Scotch Test Dummies, which they're huge on YouTube, and Scott and Bart are great friends of mine, they suggested I start making these. I've sold a few. That's cool. One thing I want to do, though, is I want to start giving them out to folks who make what we do and send them in. Now, I've talked about this before. My mom took this, drilled a hole through it and on hers, and made it a Christmas ornament. So, Scott, if you want to do that, you can do that as well. Another friend of mine uses these as a poker marker. Another buddy uses it when he golfs, uses that as his marker on the putting green. Scotch Test Dummies use these as whiskey hats. So whatever you want to do with it, Scott, send me your shipping information. Just email it to me, and I'll make sure I get one of these in the mail to you. But we're gonna do this all year this year. If you make something that we do, take a picture of it, send it to us, and we'll get you one of these challenge coins out to you. So Scott, appreciate you sending the picture, and thank you so much for kicking the ball off for for our giveaway this year. So we've talked about Scott, we've talked about Barry, and Barry, thank you so much for reminding me. I should have told folks how to get the code, or how to get the discount. Sorry, I'm sick, got a head cold, apologize. That's about it for this week. So Scott and Barry, I appreciate you reaching out to me. I highly recommend getting these Snowfall dripping tubes. Get them, use them in your show. Guarantee you will not regret it. They're phenomenal. I'm Charlie. We'll see you in the next week's video, guys.